Hey mama, welcome to the podcast. My name is Jocelyn. I'm a fellow mom of 5 and an encourager of things that help you to find a positive pregnancy, and right now we are talking about postpartum. I just went through a whole pregnancy, so I hope that if you are past your pregnancy listening to these, that when you have friends that are pregnant or if you get pregnant again, that you will come back to those. My website is currently down because I am shifting to a new website. I'm really hoping to get it done by January, but technology is not my strong suit and I struggle at it. So give me some grace there. There is still a direct link to my mini course if you are interested in that. And of course my podcast. So those are there. And then on my website, I'm looking forward to having this whole pregnancy start to finish and then some postpartum on the website easy to find. There's a little bit of an update and I'm excited. I just enjoy doing this, and when I get excited sometimes I talk a little fast. So we're going to try and slow it down and talk about postpartum week 5. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, fellow mom of 5 and host of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find the positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life. And I can help you. Let's find positivity during our pregnancies and in our motherhood together. Thanks for joining. How are you doing, Mama? How is life with your little one? I hope you're having beautiful moments where you just hold that little baby and you are in awe of what amazing miracles they are, and that your body grew and made that, of course, with your husband, but your body grew the baby. It is just so incredible, and to see them and to hold them in your arms is amazing and so neat. Babies like that touch. They like human touch, and you will find that some babies like to be held or touched more than others. This can be a little bit difficult. So there's one thing I have not talked about on this podcast, or at least postpartum, very much, and that is baby wearing. And that is because baby wearing was hard for me. There are a few women that I occasionally watch on YouTube that really inspire me, and they wear their babies all the time. And I tried baby wearing and it just was not for me. It felt too much it almost reminded me too much of pregnancy. The baby was still stuck to me right in the middle. And I didn't enjoy baby wearing. It's not that I couldn't figure out the wrap. I have a few baby wraps. I've tried a few different ones. I've tried carriers. It was hard for me to work and to balance everything. I didn't love baby wearing, but baby wearing is a great way to have babies get touch. And there are times where I would wear my baby. And YouTube videos can also be a little bit, it seems like they wear their baby all day, but maybe they're just wearing it for that 10-minute video, So there is that. Nonetheless, I didn't do it as much as other women, and that's okay if you don't wear your baby as much as other women, but that is a good way to get some touch in for your little one. My big tip today is to take them outside. Now, a lot of these tips came from Mama Natural, and I will put her link in the show notes. But outside is not only good for baby, but it's good for mama. Some of the benefits for baby is it actually will help them to sleep longer. They actually will get sick, not as often. They will have higher levels of vitamin D from that sunlight. And they can also develop more robust microbiomes. So there are so many pluses for getting baby outside. And not only is it good for baby, but it's good for mama. These were some tips from the same article about mama, and just experiencing these myself, I can vouch that they're true. Babies do better when they are able to be outside. And going outside for you, you can get exercise. It can boost your endorphins. It can help you to get rid of feelings of isolation. Sometimes if we stay in our homes all the time, we feel really isolated. But even just going outside, even if we don't see anyone, that can help get rid of those feelings of isolation. It can also help you to feel more connected to your community. Like I said, even when I don't talk to anyone and cars just drive by and maybe I wave, I do feel better about life and about myself. And that is the next tip, that going outside can help you feel better about life. Outside is healthy for mom and baby. We need to talk about some extremes though, because there are extremes in weather, as you and I both know. I live more in the northern hemisphere, and at the time of this recording, it's in winter. And maybe some of you live more near the equator where it just gets hot. There's kind of a range that the babies will do best in. So if it is below 25 or if it is above 85 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll have to do your own calculations for Celsius on that. Then it's probably a little bit too hot or too cold for the baby. If that's the case, just stay inside and wait until those extremes in weathers lessen. Because it can make baby uncomfortable. They can get too cold, too hot, and it could turn out to be miserable for both of you. So if you're able to hit it in those mid-ranges, any age for your baby or kids, it's still good to go outside. I wanted to go back to, I was going to say go back to baby touch, but before I go to baby touch, I wanted to talk about ways you can get your baby outside. So if it's in those ranges, you can, as I mentioned, wear your baby and take them for a walk. You can push them in a stroller. You can lay them on a blanket on the grass. All those things are things that you can do outside with your baby. That will get you out of the house. And it is good to get out of the house, Mama. I know sometimes it's hard and feels like so much effort, but you don't have to put any makeup on. You don't have to get all cute. Just put your sweats on and go outside with baby. Even if you just sit on your porch or deck or something right outside. So try to do that this week if your weather will allow it. Going back to baby touch, I wanted to talk about baby massage. Now, some babies like baby massage, some don't. And I think it just goes back to the touch, how babies enjoy that touch. If you think about it, they were in your womb, like constantly touching you for 9 months. And so to then be born, sorry, I pronounced that wrong, and to have less touch, especially if you don't hold them very often, it might be hard for them. So maybe that can be a way to help calm and soothe your baby, is through baby massage or touching them. I also wanted to talk about tummy time. Tummy time is good for babies. It strengthens their neck. It allows them to work on turning their head and to not have a flat head on the back. This is also a good time to pay attention to their head shape. Is there a certain side of their head that they always lay on? I never had doctors diagnose my baby's head shapes, but I noticed in one baby in particular that they were always laying on one side of their head. So what I would do is I would prop blankets up so that it would, and put it under their head so it would, this is when they're on their back, not on tummy. I know I was talking about tummy time and then I jumped over into the head shape. I'm sorry about that unclear transition. So we're talking about when they're on their backs. And if you notice they lay on one side more frequently, you can roll a blanket, kind of like hot dog type rolls, and then stick it or prop it under their head so that they will start laying on the other side of their head. Put that rolled blanket on the side of the head they tend to lay on, and it will force them to lay on the other side of their head. I really hope that makes sense. That sounded really jumbled. But I think tummy time made me think of looking at their head shape because when they're on their tummy, you're able to see the back of their head and where it might be a little bit more flat. Laying them on their tummy can also help with hair. If they're always on their back and rubbing their head back and forth on the blanket, it can rub the hair off, and your babies can get those bald spots that you've probably noticed some babies get just from laying on their back a lot. Now, there's a lot of controversy over sleeping your babies on their stomachs. I never did sleep my babies on their stomachs. I probably was a little bit just too paranoid, but my mom and my sister swear by sleeping their babies on their stomachs. You'll have to do your research on this. I felt better about laying my babies on their backs, mostly in regards to SIDS. For SIDS in regards to sleeping on their tummy, they have less chance of getting SIDS sleeping on their backs. And so you'll just have to do your own research and decide what you think is best. My mom and sister both said their babies slept better on their tummies. So there is that to think about as well. With you, Mama, your body should be regulating and healing. Your bleeding is probably starting to taper off. Hopefully you're getting the hang of nursing and things are going better there. And I'm hoping that you're finding some good moments in this postpartum healing with your baby. If you are having pains that are out of the ordinary or things that just don't seem right, pay attention to those, because most women, at least in America, do a 6-week checkup. That's where you go to your OBGYN or doctor or midwife and they do a checkup. And that will be a good appointment to talk to them about things that are going on with your body that don't feel normal, or that you're wondering if this is normal healing, that they can address at that appointment. I want to encourage you mentally to have a conversation with God. God is amazing, and He is there watching over your motherhood and helping you in all of these hardships and struggles. And this week, for encouraging you to find positivity, I want you to have a conversation with Him. I want you to tell Him all of the positive things that this baby has brought into your life. I want you to tell Him all the hardships and share with Him the things that are difficult for you in motherhood or in this baby. And have a conversation with Him. Now, it doesn't have to be a conversation where you kneel down, fold your arms, close your eyes, and a formal prayer. It can just be a prayer in your mind when you're driving in the car. It can be a prayer uttered or whispered as you fix dinner. It can be a prayer in your bed as you lay there and think about all the things that have been going on in your life. It doesn't have to be formal, but I encourage you to seek the divine, to pray and to have a conversation with Him. God can help us to have a more positive life. And He is the one that can help us to have the miracles, to see the miracles, and to note His hand in our life. So having a conversation with Him is a powerful shift to positivity. And if you don't believe in God, maybe it's a higher power, Mother Nature, whatever you refer to. I think most of us believe that there is a higher power or spirit, I guess, if you want to call it. I believe in God and the Holy Ghost, and I am so grateful for His Son, Jesus Christ. And you can find that gratitude in your motherhood and in your postpartum. Anyway, I don't know why I was so jittery in today's episode. I hope you forgive me. I will work better to have these flow better and to get my words out there better. I am not AI. I am a real human doing these episodes, and I make mistakes, but we are learning together. We are in motherhood together, and we are getting through these times and finding more positive times together. We will chat again next week. You got this, Mama. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts and becoming the mother that you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. Thanks for joining. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward in your motherhood. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.